Alright, we're getting real close, y'all. So, what we're going to do is, in this video, we're going to modify our game manager to randomly set a new objective each time, and then clean up whatever we have to make that work. So, what we're going to do is we're going to open up our game manager script, and we'll feed an array of game objects to activate and deactivate. We'll say our like modular panels or something. So let's say public game object modular. I need to not just like modular panels. Oh, did I have it right to begin with? Yeah. I always get that mixed up. Okay. So when we do our next objective, which we are doing after objective cleared and after a certain amount of animation time, we want to take a random one of our array and set that active. So we'll make a random integer like we've been doing so much, and we'll get random dot range, and we'll go from 0 to what is the array? It's a modular panels dot length is our maximum. So we'll get a number between our length and this, and it's giving me a complaint because since we've included Unity Engine and System and they both have a function for random, we need to specify which random we want, and we want the Unity Engine random, which is what we've been using on every other one. This is the only one that we've needed System for, and that was for our actions. So alright, so we've got our where are we at? We are at objective cleared. Next objective. Okay, so we've got our random integer, and now we are going to call one of those. So modular panels, one of the random ones, we are going to send a message to that, and we're going to say set objective, and that'll call the function set objective with one of those. One thing we haven't done and we also forgot to do, so whenever we're setting a new objective, she's going to be saying something to us, so it's a good time here to have her start talking to us. So we will trigger the talking animation, set trigger talk, and then she's gonna mouth off what our next objective is. Alright, so let's see in the inspector if we can set a new, we've got our array, we've only got 2 objects, and I gotta make sure that they're activated. One other thing to make sure of is in our modular panel where we were testing, modular control where we were testing set objective, let's make sure that that is not happening. We comment that out. Alright, so make sure that this is active, and in game manager, we are going to drag our volume slider and our number pad, and let's see if this works, if it'll send a message. Yeah, that's too much of a hope. Oh, So I forgot. So we need to we have next objective. We have our array that we're going to send a message to, but in our when we start, we need to initialize. We need to set things in motion. So we need to do the next objective for the first time. So in our start, we are going to just call our next objective, and hopefully that should get us going. So we've activated the volume one. That's great. And then it's volume one again. And then it's switched to our other one. So this is great. And then it's waiting a certain amount of time. And she's happy and it's speeding up. Channel 9. So it looks like things are in order. And then it's counting our wins. Yep. And this is looking pretty great. So I think one thing that we can do is basically all we really need is to polish up and get our audio going with this. And maybe just some polish elements, so we'll do that next time. But we can get our game over panel going again. And then we can actually, when we fail, since we do have a fail state now, we can actually use the button to call a restart. So if we add, remember in our scripts in our last one we had like a scene management. If we add that to our game manager and modify it so that we're doing one which is next scene, but what if we want to go and repeat the same scene? So it's a like restart scene, and when we load a scene, we'll get the active scene build index, but not increment it by 1. Just reload the same scene. So let's try this out. I'm going to maximize it this time. I should deactivate. Oh, you know what? In our game manager, oops, we need to uncomment these. So I press shortcut is Control K, Control U, at least in Windows. And I'll just clean that up a little bit. And remember that we are going to show the game over here, so we'll get a game over panel and set that active. Cool. I think this will. I think that's it. Cool. Channel 23, go. Wait, what happened? Did I enter the wrong number? Oh, she can't hear it. Okay, that's good. Oh, here's an interesting case that we didn't get. I forgot this. In our volume slider, we are setting a random integer, but sometimes we're setting it to the same value as our slider. So what we want to do is make sure that doesn't happen. And usually I scare away from while loops because it's really easy to get into an infinite loop and make everything crash and blow up. But I think if we use it sort of safely, basically if we check if rand is equal to the handle position, then we want to set a new random integer. So in this case, if it equals the handle position, then we want to do this all over again. We want to say we want rand to have try again, basically try a different integer, and we'll do the same thing. And on the event that this happens again, then random will still be in the while loop, and it'll try to get a new random integer. So now we're checking to make sure that we never have a case where she's angry and she likes it, like where she yells at us that the volume is at the right position. We don't ever want that. So she can't hear it. Okay. It's too loud. I'm just gonna fail on purpose, so we're testing the game over screen. There it goes after a few seconds. Cool, and then can we touch the button? Let's see. Game over button. Oh, we're an idiot. Not we are, me. I'm the one doing this. I'm an idiot. So I'm going to, on our click of the button, we need to call our scene management function. And we're going to restart scene. And now we'll test it again. It's too loud. I don't care. I'm not going to let the timer go out. Game over scene, touch, and we restart. Cool. So I think at this point we have mostly everything working, unless we want to tweak, polish elements and put the audio management system in there.